Hello and welcome to our lead card coverage. We've got the back nine of round 3 of the Vibram Open. We're the setting, beautiful Maple Hill disc golf course. BigSexy is back in the booth. It is me, Nate Sexton, and Jeremy Koling.
And we see Gregg Barsby coming off the awesome ace on hole 5, making some clutch putts, getting a few bogeys here and there, but for the most part staying out of too much trouble, continuing his lead here at Maple Hill.
Hole 10 is a par 4, 520 feet going uphill and right. It is playing as one of the easiest holes on the course this year. I think just because it's not that long and the gap is very, very wide.
Yeah, and if it was playing easy during round 1 and 2, it got even easier for round 3. The scoring average went down even easier. It was already the easiest hole to par on the course, and it's now a half stroke completely under par right now.
Wow.
Playing easier than the hole 9 in the previous hole, which is a par 3.
Yeah. Head scratcher.
Actually, a half stroke easier than the par 3 in the previous hole. So crazy numbers there.
The power of statistics.
That's
brought
right.
to you by David Clancy. James with a big turnover, just hits a tree. He should be okay there. Nikko getting pretty aggressive, trying to get way up the hill, get around. No, hits the one tree that was left to stop him. That was going to be a crush.
Yeah, he could have a slightly annoying angle.
Yep.
But there shouldn't be too many things in the way from where he is.
Yep. And here's Nicholas unleashing a big forehand.
Yeah, that's pretty much ideal.
You remember back when only a few people could throw big forehands?
Yeah, it was great.
It was great.
Yeah, we had a luxury. Now it's just kind of normal for everyone.
Everybody.
And Gregg leaves it a little bit short, but he's inside 25 or so.
Yep. Yeah,
But
Nico's angle does appear to be a bit annoying.
But makes that look really easy.
Very nicely done.
And Nicholas in that ideal landing zone there, and that was something
He's
that
kind of crushing it.
Yeah, I had some of the similar issues in practice. I thought that I needed to go further than I did, and I found myself back in those trees quite a few times in practice, but you're still inside the circle.
Yep. James also just a bit long, and that might be a little bit of a tough stance.
Yeah, it might be. And this putt actually, with it being downhill and elevated basket, that's a pretty quick putt, but he's made good there.
Yeah, well done.
Solid stroke there from Nicholas. You think he prefers Nick?
Probably.
I haven't asked him.
I think he probably does.
All right, we'll call him Nick Masters from now on.
And James straddling out.
You think he prefers James?
No.
Okay. Great putt there from James.
James, 0-10, and boom. Hits the shot.
To clarify, I don't like saying James. I prefer Jame.
Yeah. Gregg looking at a birdie.
Or as I sometimes call him, Greggaga.
Jeremy is a phonetic speller. He's not, he doesn't believe in silent letters. He doesn't believe in unnecessary S's.
Ooh. And Nico, as I sometimes call him Nico, makes good on his putt, and we see a star frame. I still haven't actually witnessed a 4 on this hole. 3 rounds, all threes.
Okay.
So far, so 12 threes there, and we saw star frame second round from our lead card.
I've seen a couple. I've seen actually a 4 from Lazat and Wysocki.
Okay.
Some of the game's best.
Yeah, it can happen.
I think it mostly comes from getting a little too aggressive and hoping for a 2. Hole 11 is a par 4, 780 feet downhill. Big drive leaves you in the middle and hopefully lines you up with this gap so you can kind of penetrate back there to the green. This is a really nice birdie if you can get it.
And just like hole 1, we actually have very little wind to deal with. So on this tee shot where you really want to rip it, we finally have the ability to kind of put some angles on it and get some big distance. So we can see how these players attack this now and maybe try to bite off a little bit more than they've been able to the first 2 rounds.
Gregg drifted pretty far left. We'll have to see if he goes over the top from there. Macbeth has been going over the top from that position and having pretty good success, I think.
And Jame has turned this over, but he's going with a pretty overstable destroyer. and it just narrowly avoids the tree line.
And that is long.
That's a big shot. And he's going to have probably, I would venture to say, a turnover JK AVR from there.
Bold.
I'll bet the $100 that I bet on Jeff Bennett throwing the forehand rollers last week.
You are making bank on these bets. Nikko 360 again. Doesn't quite get the turnover again.
Yeah, but it's still fun to watch.
Yeah, and it's going long. He's over there with Gregg. And here is Nick.
Who's got that sneaky power.
Yep.
He really muscles out good lines and gets the most out of his disc.
Yep.
And he doesn't overexert himself. You know, James goes 130% in every drive.
Yep.
Nicholas looks like he's putting in about 50 to 60%.
Yep. This looks pretty nice. Missed that birch.
Oh, just catches the edge of the birch. Nailed that tree name perfectly there, Nate.
Thank you. He's got himself a putt. Oh, Gregg's going to turn over forehand?
Oh, inside line too.
That's not going to work.
Yep.
Just a little low.
And you know, there's some holes through there, but you are not trying to land as far left as these guys have landed. Nico's playing with the trees there, and hopefully he didn't hurt himself there with that follow through.
Yeah, that is a tough lie. Kind of a coal in the stocking sort of feel.
And yep, that was a JK Aviar, $100. That's private message me for my PayPal information.
Gregg with another forehand look. Well thrown, and he should be able to collect a par.
Yeah, 56% of the players so far this weekend have parred this hole. It's a birdie that feels good, but you know, there's not too much danger you can get into with, you know, no OB to speak of really. And
nice putt there from Nikko.
Oh wow, that's a great birdie to pick up from as far left as his drive landed.
Yeah.
23% of the field birdied it, and so there wasn't too many bogeys or double bogeys to speak of.
Okay. James hits again. Oh, nice little angle.
Didn't see that he had to go through a gap.
Very pretty.
He just holds that follow through so high. It's one of the reasons he doesn't really miss putts low unless he's 70 to 80 feet.
And it barely counts at that point. A nice little cleanup there. And Gregg will take a par. Gregg still holding on to a 2-shot lead. James and Nikko picking up the birdies. Nikko needs to get things rolling here if he wants to stay on this lead card. Hole 12, 650-foot par 4, uphill drive and a downhill finish. Only the biggest arms are going to get to a place where they can reach can see the basket. Nobody's really reaching it. But you just have to play sort of a big flat shot, get as much distance as you can, and then find your way down through these trees to the green.
And if any hole is going to earn the Scoring Consistency Award, it's hole 12. Round 1 average 4.098. Round 2, 4.098. Round 3, 4.099.
That's incredible.
That's bizarre. There's so many players playing it, and with all the trees and all the different elements, you know, we had the wind to deal with round 1 and 2. So many different things can happen in this hole, yet the hole is playing the exact same difficulty 3 rounds in a row. It's pretty interesting.
Wow. Nikko with a pretty good shot there. Turned over just a little soon, but he should be lined up with the gap pretty well. Expecting a big crush from Gregg. If he can get this stood up, and he has, this has a chance to find the crest of the hill maybe. A little too far right.
Yeah, and actually the wind switched up just a bit. It seemed like maybe on hole 1 and 11 we had a headwind, and on 12 we had like the only tailwind where you actually throw it hard. Mm-hmm. We had a bit more of, it wasn't, I don't want to call it a headwind, but it was definitely breezy. Okay. And it was blowing in our face.
Okay.
And it made the tee shot just a bit more difficult maybe to get that big distance. And that could be the scoring difference of that .001. And that's a great move there from Nicholas. He's caught some trees, which is, you kind of have to expect that from that distance with all the trees down here in the fairway. But still quality. He's going to be able to, I would imagine, to be able to jump putt that.
I would think so. And Nikko is going huge here. Big wide hyzer over everything. Keep your eyes on it, spotters, because this could come down a lot of places.
Yep. Come on, Plinko. Oh, there you go. Good camera work there to use echolocation and find that. He's just outside the circle.
That's not bad at all. Gregg might be able to see the basket from here. He needs this to hyzer.
Oh, yeah.
Skipping forward, and he's got about 40 feet left.
Yeah, he'll be looking at it.
James with a nice turnover putter. Maybe a little too much turnover.
Ooh.
No, it's fine.
Just enough turnover. He's 24 feet away.
Nicholas with a good layup there. This is Nikko for birdie. Oh, so close.
And it's kind of uncharacteristic. We've seen Nikko miss a few putts high. His typical miss as of late has been low, and he's trying to change things up and figure it out. And it's scary when he gets that put together. When Nikko's making his putts from outside the circle, I mean, there's a reason why he was the #1 player in the world from 2009 to 2011.
Correct. Oh, James just a little right.
Man, and he's usually not left side or right side either, because the way he follows through comes straight from his body, straight up.
Yep.
And he keeps everything in line, and that time just drifted off just a bit right. Didn't close his hand off enough, and he's going to be feeling pretty bad about that one.
A couple good efforts at the birdie, but nobody's able to connect.
You see him over there sulking. I'm kidding. James is a very positive player to play with.
Yes, he is.
He keeps things in perspective pretty well. And look at him just hopping away.
It looks like a par frame for the group. They're going to have to hop on up the hill, try to attack again on hole 13.
I'll tell you what.
Hole 13 is a 405-foot par 3, dead straight down the hill. You just have to pipe it into that gap and hopefully land down in that ditch near the pin, get some kind of tree help or root help to stop, because the disc is going to come in pretty fast usually.
This is a hole that you kind of hope that there's a backup on, because that walk up from 12 up to the 13th tee is a hike, and you are winded by the time you get up here. So
it is a bit steep. Oh, this might be flipping too much.
Yeah, it looks like it's dropping out of the earth a little bit too soon, and he is going to be 120 feet or so short.
Yeah.
Without hitting a tree.
Yeah.
So just kind of missed the height a bit there.
This is drifting right as well. If it gets through, it can be okay. That's not great, though. That's going to be an awkward angle, I would think.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to see Gregg throw his Champ Eagle. It's either CE or one of those old KC Eagles. It's one of those just really nice money runs. He's so accurate with it, and he's left himself pretty short as well. We're going to see Nicholas Masters, who hit the pole yesterday. See if he can make that 1 foot adjustment off the tee.
Oh, man. That would get him going. I'd get everybody going. Straight putter. Working for him again. Keep working.
And he has us a bit further left than yesterday, and he's just hit one of those, I don't know, 3 dozen bunker trees that are kind of in the way. So.
Yeah, 3 dozen is a good estimate there. Maybe 3 baker's dozen.
And Jame with a nice little jump putt approach there, something that he is one of the best in the game at.
Should be fine there, just down in the ditch, 20 feet maybe. Nikko has to go to a knee, and he throws a very smooth shot, actually. That is really well done. Oh, this is a touchy little shot.
Kind of surprising to see him not go with the jump putt. I feel like when it comes to those little tiny gaps,
Yeah.
anytime you have to throw as opposed to just putting straight from the center of your body makes it a lot harder. But
I agree.
he made that look pretty easy, and we're going to have 4 par putts here when everyone was kind of in danger off the tee.
Yeah, pretty good upshots. Nobody had any problems with roots or rollaways. I'd expect them all to be able to connect here and get a second straight par frame for the group. Nice.
Good putt there from Nick.
Nikko is in as well. And there comes Gregg to finish it out. Pars for everybody here.
And it's something that 62% of the field was doing, so
Yeah.
pretty normal score.
Yeah, pretty tough to execute the birdie, but I would have expected 1 or so. 1 or 2 from these guys.
Lifetime warranty, and 1% back to the planet. Tempercraft USA. Temper your thirst.
Hole 14, par 3, 420 feet downhill. Really a beautiful shot. You're going over the water the whole way. Got to keep the disc low enough to not take a huge skip or even just fly into the woods where you really can't make very many putts from over there.
Now this is just, I can't think of many tee shots that are more fun to throw, but also more scary.
Yep.
You just don't have that buffer area to skip to the basket. You have to just hit the hillside or skip way left.
This might be a little too straight. Is it high enough?
Oh,
Absolutely. It
yeah.
is. Fantastic shot.
Hitting the crest of the hill, that is about as ideal as it comes.
Yeah, he can putt back, not having to putt downhill towards the water.
Wow.
Really a good place to be.
Just trusting that T-bird. I mean, that's scary to throw your... That's the disc that we've been seeing him throw for a few months now, and he's been trusting that in the woods. You know if he loses that, that's going to hurt. And he chose his favorite disc there, and he committed to his line, and gets rewarded with a great result.
I like that strategy. Sometimes I think the pressure of like knowing you got to throw this because you love this disc, that sometimes can help me, I think.
And Gregg with a much straighter line at it than we're used to seeing most players go with, but he's done pretty well with this hole so far.
The good thing about that straight play is it really does mitigate the skip. If you can keep it flat, you can just slide into that green pretty gently, where the wide hyzer is always going to take the big flare.
Yeah, that we saw Nikko get. And that was the safe play, which is nothing wrong with the safe play in this one.
No, not at all. I would expect a pretty credible birdie look from there. And Nick needs to hit that same hillside that James hit. Needs to stay up in the air.
And that...
I think he might have got safe.
Yeah, he threw it long safe, which is not what that's not what you draw up.
Yeah, but if you're going to go over the water wide, might as well throw it hard. You got a chance to sneak back there, and he's actually going to have an okay putt.
Very safe putt to go at that one. I mean, the only thing that can really be in his way is if he misses the putt low and hits a cage and rolls back in the water. But
yeah,
from his angle, he has a really good chance at giving this a good bid.
Yeah. Ooh, just low.
And that's a safe play. That if you're going to miss on the right side.
Yep.
Don't want to play with that left side roll.
Gregg going at the water and connecting. Great putt. Great birdie to get.
Yeah, showing why he's still the leader in the clubhouse. He's just... Or not the clubhouse, but...
He's not quite to the clubhouse
No, not the
yet.
clubhouse, yeah.
He's on his way to the clubhouse.
Right. Leading the tournament.
And this is one of the few disc golf courses in the world that legitimately has a clubhouse, by the way.
It has a clubhouse and it has a scoreboard and everything.
It's a wonderful facility.
The whole shebang.
Nikko taps in his par. Nick will do the same.
And you start seeing the gallery that just... always is waiting there on 14. You know, they don't always follow the lead card. They just want to see those shots in 14, but now everyone's coming through, so
Yeah.
you start seeing that gallery pick up on the final 4 holes.
And we've got Gregg and James separating themselves a little bit now at 19 and 17 under respectively. On here to 15, 355 feet dead straight over the valley. You see some forehands up the middle maybe, but I expect a couple backhands. I think Gregg has been going forehand, but I think the other guys may just go backhand mid-range.
Yeah, and looks like Jomez is throwing a rock, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And he is connected on a tree.
That's not a good place. That's the bottom of the valley. There's going to be a lot in his way.
Threw a rock into a tree just like I did when I was a kid.
Gregg with the eagle up the middle. I really wish could throw it like that because that's working so good.
Oh, 2 days in a row we haven't seen him hit a thing, and he's just piercing that line.
Yep.
Perfectly.
And Nikko is going driver. It's the Nikko flex.
Oh, the Nikko flex does not work out. He has kicked right. But that is his power shot. Not surprising to see him go with what he's most comfortable with. But
Sure.
he did not get a good result with that kick.
And Nick has thrown it fantastically here.
Man.
This is going to slide right to the pin, or it will hit a root and stop
One
at
of
the
the
edge
two.
of the circle.
One of the two for sure. And this is what happens when you kick right. You just look at a lot of foliage.
Yes, that is not close. He got a lot of claps, though, so it was a tough shot. Wow, look at the flag up there. Really not a lot of opportunity to get to the pin. And this is cutting.
We don't see James throw many forehands, and we certainly don't see him throw a lot of forehand rollers. So that can just tell you right there. Anything early kicked is really dangerous.
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Nikko giving this a little bit of a bid.
And he kind of did.
Yeah, this is a little half and half.
Yeah. James with a chance for another huge putt and a big par save with Gregg very close to the basket already.
Look at this.
Oh, just over it. Let's go, Nick. He deserved a little better, I think, on this drive, but luckily he makes good. Not luckily, skillfully.
Yeah, quality
Gets
putt
his
there.
birdie. Gregg to go 3 up on James here, maybe even 4 up.
4 over
Two-stroke
James.
swing here.
Yeah. Unless we have something going on, second card action, Gregg has given himself a comfortable distance between him and the other guys on lead card.
Yeah, absolutely. James in for bogey.
Keeps his head up and not happy about it, but
And Nikko just the same. Those early tree hits are very tough to recover from, especially if you kick laterally a long way and you're out of the fairway. Just so much to get through. Two bogeys and 2 birdies. Kind of a strange scoring spread there. Hole 16, par 3. 530 feet. I'm starting to question that number, honestly. I think this is more like 460, 450 feet.
yeah. I mean, you feel that way. I feel like it's the other way. No, it's just so tight for so long, and
It's very difficult.
But it doesn't feel as downhill as it actually is from the tee.
Yeah.
But if you keep the disc in the air, it's going to be moving a long ways downhill. So 530 feet, it may play
might
closer
be.
to what you're saying,
Yeah.
about the 460, 470 range.
Yeah. That was an okay kick for Gregg. I expect he'll have a pretty easy layup from there. He made it enough of the way down the fairway.
And Nick has turned it over a little bit more than yesterday. Gets a nice
Friendly
little...
kick.
Yeah, a little tree direction, and he's going to be on the right side, which is, again, that's the safe side.
Yep, that's good. Stays away from the out of bounds. Should be a pretty routine upshot. James going back to the T-bird well, and he's crushed this. Can it get clean?
Oh, catches one of the very last tiny trees in the way. That had all the makings of a beautiful birdie, but he still has a long look at it. And I'm actually surprised at how many...
Oh, Nikko.
Oh, goodness. Look at that.
Nice little kiss.
That's
He's absolutely parked.
One of the best little redirections at the end you could ever ask for. Kept it just outside the gap he's going for. But look at this. Oh, my. Yeah, you love that.
Awesome.
A good way to bounce back after the bogey on 15.
How would you feel if I told you that Ricky Wysocki has 3 birdies on this hole through 3 rounds?
I feel like I saw one of them, and I saw the second one on camera, and the third one I did not see, but I'll believe you.
It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, he hasn't hit a tree on this tee shot yet, which is just, people talk about how good his putting is. He does not get enough credit for his accuracy. I mean, you don't become the number 1 player in the world by being inaccurate.
No.
You can be a great putter all you want, but the guy is threading the needle right now, and
You're right about that.
3 birdies on 16. That's almost inconceivable.
I agree. Nick with a nice little bid at it with the forehand. Gregg, after a little tree kick's got this left. Sneaks it in, and he's got his par.
Yeah, you get away with that one. That's a good thing. He's not happy about it going in. I don't know why, but all you can do from that is just learn to keep it up a little bit more next time.
Remind himself, don't get complacent late in the round.
Now, a surprising statistic for this hole is 70%, just under 70% of the field is actually parring the hole. And with as much danger as there is on the left, if there's OB, there's a lot of bunkers on the left. If you hit early and you go down that hill, it's a very difficult approach.
Yeah.
68% of the field is par this hole. And so only 6% birdie, though.
Okay, well, Nikko, count him among them. Amazing birdie from him. On to hole 17, 650-foot uphill par 4, moving to the right. The best drive is going to be the slight turnover on a big backhand power shot, flexing late, and that's going to set you up for basically a jump putt down to the green.
Mm-hmm. It's eagleable. We haven't seen one yet, but it's gettable with a long jump putt. The problem is that it is a very fast green, so to be aggressive on that putt, you really have to commit 100%.
Mm-hmm. This is huge.
Yeah, this is the way to do it. If that avoids all the trees, that's...
Wow.
And he's got the late skip left, which is just fine. He's going to be looking at the basket entirely, which is always a big bonus there.
Gregg currently at 20 under, looking to, I was going to say looking to go lower, but I'm going to amend that to say looking to stay at 20 after that drive. That is going to be a very difficult save.
That's the one no-no. Yep. Anything early is the no-no.
That's the disc golf no-no.
Mm-hmm. Finger wag, the Dikembe Mutombo. Not in my house.
Nice shot there from Nick. That's the landing zone you're looking for. He'll have a little turnover play from there. And James is taking a big run up, so you know this is going to have some heat.
Oh, he's turned it over too much.
Yeah, this is going woods.
Yep. That is going to be a lot of trees in the way. Birdie is possible. Par is likely.
Okay, wow. So Gregg it's over for him. He cannot.
Oh, no, the kickback.
Wow.
I'm going to categorize that as a disastrophe.
Yes.
That's disastrous and a catastrophe. That's both.
Okay.
At the same time.
We've got a brand new germism here today. Disastrophe for Barsby here on the 17th.
And he's still got a chance. He's got a pretty good chance of saving his bogey, but I mean, this is one of the must-get birdies on the course.
Yeah, what's the handicap here? This has got to be one of the 3-4 easiest holes.
I think it's actually it's the second easiest hole in the course.
Okay, yeah, so not the place you would expect a bogey, especially not from our leader. Great shot from Nick. He didn't even have too much turnover to put on that, and he is pretty close to the basket for his birdie look.
And good nose-up angle to control the speed there from Nicholas.
Oh, tomahawk from James.
I'm seeing tomahawks and flick rollers pulling out all the stops, and he's inside the circle. Great shot from James.
Wow. Maybe I need to play it over there.
Wow.
Into the woods, and he's right there on the green. Nikko after the huge drive. Let's see if we can get a highlight eagle.
Come on. Yeah, he's going for it. Oh, he's going just a bit short. But he didn't pay the price with too much of a roll away.
Yeah, he should be fine from there. This is a big putt right here for the bogey.
Wow, yes.
Nicely done from Gregg.
I mean, I can't even conceive a double bogey in this hole. It's just the only way to do so, and there's a good sigh of relief there from Gregg. But
yeah,
Yeah, you just got to stop the bleeding there. And that's a huge birdie there from James, being so deep in the woods on the right side.
Really not a good drive, but he does not matter. He gets that great tomahawk out and onto the green. Nicholas with a really well played hole to this point. Let's see if he can finish it off, and he can. Nice birdie.
Let's see if Nikko can connect on his birdie putt after the awesome eagle look.
Yeah, massive drive from Nikko. And there it is. Disc golf has a way of just keeping things interesting. Gregg's going to lose 2 shots to the entire card here. Just when it looked like he might be getting ready to run away.
And looking like he almost lost 3 to the entire card.
Nearly did.
And he's at 19. James is now within striking distance of being right there, tied for the lead if something doesn't go well for Gregg here.
Yes.
Just 2 strokes back.
Hole 18, our tough finishing hole, 605 feet, slightly uphill. Tough part about this one is you've got the OB gap there, and only the green is safe, so really an island green, a lot of rock walls to block you, a lot of trees. So you have to make a good drive, moving slightly right, and then decide, are you in a position to go for the green, or are you going to lay up?
And we've seen this from Nikko a couple rounds in a row now, throwing the roller. That needs to stand up. If that keeps drifting off to the woods, it looks like he's going to be fine there. That grass is pretty thick, and it slowed it down before he got too bad of a spot.
He's got a good angle from there, but he's got a little bit more distance than he might like to the green. Nicholas trying to cap off his round with a signature birdie here. It's going to be very difficult from there.
Yeah, that does not look like a birdie position. He's caught the edge of the left hanging willow and drifted off to the left side of the fairway. Very little chance it could be aggressive from there.
And this is going to be about the hardest thrown roller you've ever seen.
Oh, that needs to get inside the tree, and it does not. Man, that I would imagine that would have been within 100 feet of the pin if that had missed that.
Yeah. Gregg here, opportunity to come back and correct the bogey that he had last hole, even things out with a nice birdie.
And that's just dead center down the fairway.
That's perfect. Yeah, Gregg. I love that spot. I'm thinking layup from James here. Not in a position to attack.
And that's a good layup there. Kept it, trusted it down the rock wall the whole way. And he's put himself in very makeable range.
Yeah, he actually has. That's a great layup. I think probably Nicholas also going to have to lay up. And he does pretty nicely there. Should be jump puttable.
We haven't really seen that from him. I think he prefers the little half throw approach, just kind of like Nikko does. He doesn't do the jump putt from the...
That's true. I think you're probably right. Nikko going for the green. Uh-oh.
No!
Oh, he catches the top of that rock and shoots out of bounds.
And I was just about to say how good that looked.
It did look really good.
Oh, that's a bad break there from Nikko.
Gregg is parked.
Oh, yeah.
Great finish.
Yeah, nothing dramatic for Gregg on the last hole, making it look so easy. Turnover drive down the middle, just a little soft pitch up forehand approach, and that's what you like to see on hole 18.
I don't know. I feel like it happens at a strange frequency where when you lose strokes to your entire card, on the very next hole you take strokes from your entire card.
Yeah, the give and take of disc golf.
It happens with weird regularity, I think. Just like you kind of get locked in and you have that extra focus and you know you need it. Mm-hmm. The other guys may be happy with their birdie a little bit.
Right. And speaking of happy, that is not the emotion to describe Nikko's attempt for his par.
Gregg for birdie here to finish the round at 20 under. Well, not the round, but to finish with his total at 20 under.
Great number through 3 rounds.
It really is.
Especially through the windy round 1 and 2. Capitalized the solid round on round 3.
James in for par. Waves to the fans.
And Nick, who has done very well for a first time in this position.
Absolutely.
The first 2 rounds out here in front of the crowd. Huge event.
Yep.
Hats off to Nick Masters and what he's been able to do through 3 rounds.
Nikko taps in a disappointing bogey. Really tough round for him. He finishes the round at +1, falling to -9 for the tournament. As we said, Gregg at 20, James at 17, Nick at 14. And here's our leaderboard. The final day lead card, Ricky Wysocki coming in with a -10 to tie Gregg at 20. I snuck in there with
look at that. Who's that guy?
Bogey-free -8, and then James will also round out the final foursome.
It's going to be an awesome, exciting final round. It's going to be rainy, wet. It's going to be sloppy conditions. Anything can happen. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe even I can come back from 8 strokes. Probably not, but we'll see.
Who knows?
I'm going to be trying my best, but it's going to be an exciting final round. Thank you to Overstable. Thank you to Innova for helping out. Always thanks to Jomez for their production. And thank you guys for tuning in. Can't wait to bring you the final round from the 2017 Vibram Open.